This is a crucial addition to this. If you're watching these somehow and you're being influenced by people who are like in the psychoanalysis movement, what they would be telling you, or what they tell you at liberal universities, well, no, you see, it's worth it, like, to, like, wreck people's lives and shit and rip their nerves and stuff, because you see it, like, produced, like, whatever we're doing in these videos. Time out. No, it didn't. I was trying to do this, but do it in a way, well, basically the same thing and would have had the same evolution. I knew it would be used in Egypt and Tunisia. I was doing it satiric, but I don't think I've ever not been satiric. I mean, it's, you don't really see me, like, I'm always being satiric about these things. But I was trying to do this in 2006. What happened is, not that they, see, I probably would have eventually traveled with it and come to San Francisco in, like, 2012, because I would have figured out, like, there's a game, and, but no. What they did is, a lot of it is, I went on a detour, on what I was trying to do that wrecked my life, put me in chronic pain, and made me less, I'm not hearing a nice person. What that gay guy said who gaslighted me in that, like, upscale neighborhood I was living in, he's just a mean person. Like, no, I wasn't a mean person about this. I was seeing how it would be used because I know that over marketing. I was sort of like doing it satiric, and then like I'm still being satiric. It would have evolved and this and that, and may or may not have ended up in San Francisco. I probably would have. I mean, all the podcasts and stuff. I mean, that seemed like where it was at for like a bunch of things. I didn't know the game and like spying on people. But I mean, I wouldn't. The whole thing is that no. Was it necessary to be on the run? And by the way, one of the things is why am I in like an integrated medicine thing? Well, because and then when they had to, I don't know what that was. They were doing like flying, doing all kinds of things that would indicate. They saw that, like, a lot of the people in this thing, were drinking themselves to death and weren't being of service to others, crying in the camera about their dad or whatever when they could be, like, making videos and, like, helping, with whatever we're doing. And that's just it. They made it so that people like me, like, couldn't really be of service and spent most of the time drinking ourselves, and crying in cameras, because we didn't get to do it the proper way, because we all, like, took detours to, like, the Austin Riggs, like, Kike Center to, like, be, like, they thought, but I'm saying it didn't produce something that's positive. It didn't make service to others. It made, like, angry, people who were in pain, who gay people, were like, we're friendly, man, like, walk by your narrator, and like, he's just a mean person. No, he was an unmedicated person drinking himself to death in a weird sliver building, because that's what happens. It didn't yield service to other people. It made it more difficult. That's why atheist kikes are the enemy of black people. That's why I put up a swastika that says black power, because people like me could have been more helpful with what we're doing. But no, I mean, I had to take detours through psychiatry, but they seem to know that this is where it was going to end with these, like, cameras and shit, but that you had to survive. They're not the friend of people like me. When Michelle Obama twice at the inaugural wore yellow, I mean, I said, oh, yeah, that's signaling out the yellow numbers. It is. I mean, I think that Obama and the people like that and the Michelle Obama certainly know about atheist kikes who, like, co-opt black people. Remember what they create is not Obama. What they create is the liberated black nurse who was like, Stephen, like, you don't understand, like, Lawton had diagnosis, and, like, throws us into LaRouche, and she's like, oh, see, that's too radical, and you can't be talking about no modes of production, that's that radical Marxism, baby, like, no, that white people told me that in the 60s, right, co-op people who would be revolutionaries, and turn them into psychiatric nurses, and administrators of housing programs, and welfare programs, big afros and shit, and weird jewelry, and when you get a young guy, not a young guy, but if they did get a young guy, they got me coming in there telling her about, like, some things that would help people, and she's like, that's that radical Marxism, baby, like, we gotta find out who you are. I mean, that's what's, that's what's going on. It's not that, like, psychiatry and all this psychoanalysis is the friend to, like, black people and Obama and that nice people like that. No, they've made it so no one could be of service. Like, I perceive like Michelle Obama with her yellow on is signaling to like all the people who are like trying to escape the atheist kikes who like, you know, wreck black people to come down to San Francisco and like see if you use the cameras to come back to yourself enough to like try to sort of be of service after that, because they know that the atheist kikes like that who don't believe in anything are the enemy of black people. Probably, I'm sure Michelle Obama knows that. So does Barack Obama. I'm sure they know that. Anyone in their right mind knows that who's like awake in that way. That's what we'd be doing, is trying to get rid of the people that, you know, everyone. I mean, it's some type of person. It's it's Jewish people. Not a Jewish person. It's a religion. I mean, I have a Star of David on my arm. I mean, you have people call me a Nazi and everything. You know, what kind of people are those? I mean, the idea they claiming Jewish descent and this and that, and I don't know who that is. I mean, you know, abusive, nasty people. But it didn't facilitate this. It made it so people couldn't be of service.